guys, it's Stasha Erickson. I hope you're all doing well. It is the 11th of February of 2019, and I'm here today with a little video for you guys. I got a big response from the video that I did last week about the Mandela effect and 5G and the uptick in demonic activity, and I received a lot of comments and a lot of questions, and a lot of people just wanting to know more about the history of demons, demonology, how this stuff all started, what were the first exorcisms like, what were the first curse removals like. So last week was my first week back to school after a 3-month break. And the day I went back to school, I got a horrible flu. I actually thought that I might have had pneumonia at first because the weather has dropped drastically here, just like it has all over the world. And so I was very sick. That's why you guys didn't hear from me on Friday. And my throat and my voice isn't back 100%. But anyway, my first day back to class, I started a new course, and it is called Abnormal Psychology. Now, abnormal psychology talks about basically everything that's abnormal in the world of psychology, the origins and the history and things that brought us to the research we have today. And the first chapter of the book, as I start reading, starts talking about demonology and what they did like in the Middle Ages and back in the day to do exorcism and remove demons. So it's nothing like what I do. What I do is very gentle. I use prayers, I use candles, I use a photo of the person. It's a lot about intention and using positive energy. But they used to use some really hardcore techniques back in the day. So I wanted to read you guys a little bit about what I found in chapter 1 of my new book for school. This book is called Abnormal Psychology. And so this is just super crazy. I'll even show you guys a screenshot of it. So just read a little bit here. How was abnormality viewed and treated in the past? It says, in any given year, as many as 30% of the adults and 19% of the children and adolescents in the United States display serious psychological disturbances and are in need of clinical treatment. The rates in other countries are similarly high. It is tempting to conclude that something about the modern world is responsible for these many emotional problems. Perhaps rapid technological change, techno change. Remember what I talked about last week about 5G, technology, smartphones, resultant losses of employment, the threat of terrorism, or a decline in religious, family, or other support systems. But as we shall see in the following sections, every society, past and present, has witnessed psychological abnormality. So one of the screenshots I'm going to show you guys is a picture of a skull with 2 large holes in it. Now, the reason the holes were in the skull, it is a procedure that was known as trephination. Now, trephination was an ancient operation in which a stone instrument was used to cut away a circular section of the skull to treat abnormal behavior. And they called it expelling evil spirits. There are 2 holes in this skull that I'll show you the picture of, recovered from ancient times. This indicates that the person underwent trephination, possibly for the purpose of releasing evil spirits and curing mental dysfunction. So essentially, back in the day, they would literally poke holes, and these are big holes. I'll show you the picture. Big holes in the skull to let the demons escape. This is how hardcore they used to take exorcisms. And I don't know what the quality of life was like for people after that procedure, but I can assume it wasn't good. I'll read a little more about it, and then I'll get into some updates I have for you guys. Now, historians who have examined the unearthed bones, artwork, and other remnants of ancient societies have concluded that these societies probably regarded abnormal behavior as the work of evil spirits. People in prehistoric societies apparently believed that all events around and within them resulted from the actions of magical, sometimes sinister beings who controlled the world. In particular, they viewed the human body and mind as a battleground between external forces of good and evil. Abnormal behavior was typically interpreted as a victory by evil spirits, and the cure for such behavior was to force the demons from a victim's body. The supernatural view of abnormality may have begun as far back as the Stone Age, 500,000 years ago. Some skulls from that period recovered in Europe and South America show evidence of an operation called trephination, in which a stone instrument or trephine was used to cut away a circular section of the skull. Some historians have concluded that this early operation was performed as a treatment for severe abnormal behavior or hallucinations, in which people saw or heard things that were actually not present, or melancholia characterized by extreme sadness and immobility. The purpose of opening the skull was to release the evil spirits that were supposedly causing the problem. Later societies also explained abnormal behavior by pointing to possession by demons. Egyptian, Chinese, and Hebrew writings all account for psychological deviance this way, and the Bible describes how an evil spirit from the Lord affected King Saul and how David found madness to convince his enemies that he was visited by divine forces. Now, the treatment in these early societies was often exorcism. Let's see here. Now, the idea was to coax the evil spirits or to make the person's body an uncomfortable place in which to live. A shaman or priest might recite prayers, plead with the evil spirits, insult the spirits, perform magic, make loud noises, or have the person drink bitter potions. If these techniques failed, the shaman performed a more extreme form of exorcism, such as whipping or starving the person. And that's just the beginning roots of how exorcisms actually started. So I believe we've come a very long way since then. If myself and other people who are trained in theology are able to conduct exorcisms without having to take such drastic measures, we know we've come a long way, such as psychology as well. So I just wanted to share some information with you guys to see that demonic possession is something that's been believed about and been happening for 500,000 years. And it's not something that's just made up or something that's trending right now because people think, demons are cool and witchcraft is cool and all this stuff. There's certainly a rising of it, but it's been happening since the beginning of time. Now, the services that I offer, I do these basically exorcisms, curse removals. I do them all from a distance. And like I said, I'm literally just using prayer, intention, a white candle, and your photograph. So if you do believe you may be possessed, have a spirit attachment, anything of that nature, have a curse placed upon you, you have spells placed upon you, I can reverse spells as well. I can do all the same type of work for like a fraction of the cost of what most practitioners ask. Mine are between like $35 and $40 in my Etsy store. So a lot of people are telling me they think they might still be possessed or know somebody who is. So if that's happening with you, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Please go into the description box of this YouTube video and follow the Etsy shop link below, and you can come to my store. In fact, one of the things you guys were asking me last week was, where are all the feather earrings? So my daughter is here. She's going to be living in Norway now for a while. And her and I went crazy making earrings since she got here. I'll show you some of the ones we've started. These ones aren't complete yet, but lots of very beautiful sets of earrings. Even these ones here are really cool. Some smaller ones too, if you don't want them super long. And I just hand wrap these in sterling silver wire, you'll see there. And then with these earrings, with some of them, I have these vintage blessed medals that are actually blessed by a priest in the south of France. And so there's a pair here of two Mother Marys. So what I usually do is I take one of the medals and I hang it with the earring itself so it accompanies the earring. So we've got some of those. I also have a couple more Tibetan Buddhas. I'm going to throw on a few pairs of these. I have another set of these very old medals as well that are a pair. with Mother Mary, and the backs are marked and stamped. They're very, very, very old. So all of those, plus a bunch of other earrings. I did like some Tibetan earrings with feathers, Tibetan pendants with feathers. They're all in the shop now, and they're all like around $20. I make them really affordable. Again, handmade with love by me and my daughter. It's just something to give us some creativity and help others. You know, I have a Native American background, so that's where I started learning how to wrap feathers and things like that. My grandmother, my seventh grandmother, was a very powerful Cherokee woman. And so it's kind of in my blood already. Even if I study theology and in Buddhism and all of these other things, my genetic roots are Native American. So that's where the feathers come from. But I made a good variety of them in the shop now. Some of them have medals, some of them don't have medals. You can just kind of take a peek through and see what you like. But anything that you purchase in the shop just helps our family. Our family went from 3 to 5 very quickly. My son had been away, my daughter had been away for a long time, and they both just came back. So now we have all of our children here, my stepson and my 2 children, so all 3 kids, and myself and my husband all in one home. It's just amazing to have everybody here. It doesn't matter how old your kids get, you miss them more and more. And my daughter will be 22 and my son will be 20 this year. So time flies, but it's really, really, really great. So anything that you purchase really will just help support our family. I also have some really powerful vintage medals that I put into the shop as well. Some of these are, actually all of these are blessed by, I'm just getting it right here. This one actually has blue enamel. It's just hard to see. But all of these are extremely old. This is Saint Therese. And they've all been blessed by a priest in the south of France. So I have 3 of these medals by themselves in the shop. And I have about 10 pairs of earrings and pendants, feather pendants and earrings that are up in the shop. So you can go and grab those now. A few of you asked me for some custom orders with feathers too. I just was sick all last week, so I haven't had a chance to get back to you guys. But I'll definitely get back to you about those custom orders as well. Last thing before I go, I went ahead and created another coupon for my Etsy store. Now, about once a month, I'll do a really great coupon so people can save money because healing should be affordable. And this will go for, this coupon code will go for everything in my shop. Products, services, you name it. Now the coupon code is going to be the word 30, THIRTY, all in capital letters, and it will automatically give you 30% off of your entire order. And that coupon starts today, February 11th, and it will end on February 28th, so the last day of this month. So if you want to use it, you want to get some healing, you can get readings, services, whatever you like, products. I have a lot of great detox products and health products as well. I got a new batch of holy water in as well. It's super powerful. Holy water, holy oil from the River Jordan. Nice stuff. So browse around, take a look at the shop, and I hope that this video was also educational for you to see you know, how exorcisms started and where they are today. Now, there's a lot more in that textbook that I might read to you guys. I might try to check in a little more this week since I've been away from YouTube for so long. And I'll read you guys a little bit more about the history behind exorcisms because the next section gets into Greek and Roman views and treatments. And they talked about these crazy things called humors. So we'll get to that next time. Okay, guys, love you all ever so much. Also, if you're not supporting me on Patreon, for just $1 a month, I also have a link below for my Patreon page. If you donate $1 a month, you can get any one of my 3 ebooks sent to you for free. I have The Mandela Effect, Everything is Changing. I have Animal Communication, and I also have Diary of an Asset. So if you'd like any of those books, you sign up to be a patron for $1 a month. I will send you one of those for free. Okay, guys, hope all is well. Sending love and peace. Fra Norge. We've had crazy snowstorms, and now the snow is finally melting, and the sun is really bright out there. That's why all the curtains are closed. So I'm going to go out and enjoy a little bit of this nature. Hope all is well, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.